The Art of Macking, the official book on how to be a player and a true Mac. Okay. That is their leader. I see why a lot of us think we're better than y'all. Okay. This is the guy you follow. That is why. Okay. It's not our fault to be that confident and to believe that we're much better. Okay. Because such a guy cannot lead any group of Africans. Just that's what I'm saying. That is your leader. And he's a little bit slick about this. He knew that this was gonna come out if this whole FBA thing, like whenever it got to the next level. So he went on Google and he took down a preview of the book. But the book is still available for sale, so you can actually get it. And if you go on TikTok, people even have pages in the book. It's actually a very poorly written book. And I'm not surprised because he didn't graduate high school. This dude is a bum, man. He didn't even finish high school. Yet he's got a group of young deranged men that'll adore him just because he produced a couple of movies. Okay, doesn't take any much skill at all. Made some quick bucks, can't make any more movies. So what does he do? He comes up with this stupid ass ideology, and he's gotten people to even identify as that. Even guys that have an education are following this motherfucker. Look at him. Look at what he wrote. This is a textbook. Can you imagine if this dude was your dad? Tariq Nasheed. Get the fuck out of here. This is not any different from them. You know. So talk about delineation all you want. It helps us, okay? The Art of Marking. What is a true mark? This chapter will help men look at female situations from a mark's point of view. I will point out how true marks deal with women. You see, like logically, you see where these guys are? They're always preoccupied with women. They have no talent. They don't want to use their brains to do anything. And if they don't hit in sports or music, they become criminals. That's it. That is the life cycle of the American black. Okay? If they can't hit it in sports, the brain won't function for nothing. Maybe you get 1 or 2% of them that will do that. And the big 80-90% of them, they all have a history like this. They either go to prison and come back and clean it up, or they get a one-time fame, and now they found the internet to really build a bunch of more sick people like them. You think that they'll use this influence to turn it around, right? The Africans that have migrated to the U.S. is a direct blueprint of what they should be. But they're so jealous of that level of success because we didn't come down to their level. So all of a sudden they form these platforms and they're spreading hate against people that you're not even in their league. You're not competing against these people. You cannot compete against these people because these are the brightest of the brightest, okay? And they're beating Asians right now. I got some data for you. I came prepared. I got some data for you. All right, where did I stop here? Oh, man. Marx deals with women from a logical instead of an egotistical standpoint. So instead of being driven crazy like the average brother, by a woman's many moods, a true Mac can calmly analyze the woman and deal with her accordingly, depending on her persona. This is what this guy wrote. Like he literally spent time to write a book with this mindset. Okay? This is a bomb. This is an idiot. This is somebody that has no brains and is a high school dropout. Didn't even finish high school, bro. Fucking free high school in the United States of America. Did not finish. Dropped out of high school. And this is the guy that leads you. Okay? Man, The more I learn about things like this, I start to build a very nationalistic personality that makes me think we don't want y'all to be part of anything African because this is bullshit, okay? But there's certain things I can't say, so I'll keep this shit to myself. Really, keep it to myself and hope that maybe I'll build a community of like minds to start really maybe pushing for some type of legislation so that when the US government does statistics, they put us in a different category. Because all the little green ticks you're seeing for general blacks is done by immigrants. The black immigrants are the ones that are closing this gap. And I got data to back that. And that sucks for us. I want them to give us a separate category as Africans. And that is everybody that is from or is a citizen of the African continent. When you fill a census data, I want them to give us a category as Africans. They always put us as Black/Africans, and I hate the shit out of that. Let the black guys from America have their box and give us our box. And then when you do that statistically, it makes data collection very, very easy. And once they have a preview of how wide the gap is, maybe they'll wake up and not sit on the internet for 10, 20 hours a day. And maybe take a course and go to college and do something better with their lives. And not maybe fight their women all the time. And fix their own problems instead of worrying about us. Because we're not even here for y'all, man. Now, before you learn about the woman's persona, you have to know and understand your own persona and objectives. Most women use logic and valid reasoning when dealing with men. And for the most part, women are clear on their objectives. This is why most women can outthink the average brother. I think everybody can outthink the average brother at this point. That's too much of a low bar, bro. Come on, man. What is the average brother doing? Come on. Of course, everybody can really outthink the average brother. Okay, so the art of marking, and I got the whole book, 226 pages. All right, and he got somebody to publish it out of Chicago. Amazing. All right, let's see. So this is all, he got it even sent to the Caribbean. So this guy in old days, as you can see, didn't have any problems with other blacks. Didn't have no problems selling his book in Jamaica. As you can see, I hope you can see my screen. He didn't have no problem selling this book in London, where there's also a big black community that is very connected to the African continent, by the way. He didn't have a problem selling it in Trinidad and Tobago and across the Caribbean. It's right here. But now he has a problem with them. You know why? Because the data pisses him off. The data of Caribbeans, South American, blacks from South America and the African continent, of how much work and how efficient and successful they've become in the US pisses him off. It's worked his head out for years. This shit has eaten him up. And this is why he's doing what he's doing. And he knows his followers are sick. And now he's got even people that are perceived successful buying into that ideology. Now, if you're going to claim a tribe, at least start creating a language first. You know, if you create a language, then you won't be connected to the slave trade. Because all indigenous groups, even the Indians, after all these years of them being killed, slaughtered, they still have their tribes and their languages. The Indians in South America too, what they call the indigenous people of South America, still have their languages. You know what is interesting is black people that were also part of the slave trade, like in the Caribbean, they have Creole and Patois. So they have their own iterations of languages that is a combination of English and a few other sounds and tonations and connections to the African continent. So they at least kept something. This is the only group that went straight down English, lost everything in the process. And you're going to come around and tell us that you can create a tribe. Okay, then where is your language? Create one. And then change your names in that process. Don't come at me with the last name Johnson. Okay? You go out there and you create one and create a real tribe with real culture that has maybe positive culture for the first time in 200 years, maybe 300 years. You give us a little bit of a positive image, because when I looked at my news, just before I came on, I wanted to check what was going on. And it was Blackistan as usual, okay? Right here in Dallas. And Dallas is not even that bad. Let's look at the table of contents of this book. What is a true Mac? The 4 types of sisters. How to be a pimp, okay? Did that guy tell any lie? Did he tell any lie? So he took it out of Google, the preview, because the author has the right to do that. He did that because he's starting to face a little bit of scrutiny. But this book is available. I mean, the internet is there, bro. The internet is there. It's not going to go anywhere. Okay? It's not going to go anywhere. I'm encouraging Africans to fight back, man. This guy is sick, leading a bunch of sick people. So we got to fight back. You need to make as many videos exposing his ass. And also, don't give them any respect. Disrespect them. Okay? If they identify as FBA, treat them like animals, because that's what they are. I have no respect for them. In my mind, they're animals. Treat them like animals. Call them it. Find any slang in your local language. Find any derogatory word. Treat them as badly as you can. Okay? You don't need to associate yourself with people that think like that. And if they identified as that for a certain cause, no problem. They're doing it as a hate group against Africans that live in the U.S. And there's only one reason why they're doing that. We're kicking ass. And that shit irritates them. They wanted us to be in prisons like them. They wanted us to treat our women the way they treat their women. They wanted us to do the baby mama, baby daddy bullshit that they do. They wanted us to, fucking sag our pants and sing that stupid ass music of violence. No. You see that song I played to start? I did it by design. Our music does not contain violence. No traditional African music contains violence. It's rhythms, it's drums. It's actually usually stories that help you through life. It's people's life experiences that are put together to teach kids, to teach adults how to be better men, how to be better husbands. That is what our music is. Amapiano that I just played is a vibe and a combo of all different types of African music put together, just to have people relax and enjoy and have a great mood. You saw how excited those South Africans were, dancing and singing nicely with no violence, with no, slurs, no bad words, clean music. Can you guys at least even do that? The music that your children are listening to is full of shit, and it's not even good music, music that has no instruments. You guys go to use a computer to sample out shit, and then you just talk like 10 sentences in 1 minute, and you call that fucking music, bro. But we don't say anything. We just leave it alone. But now we're going to say stuff, okay? Because it looks like you're not looking at yourself in the mirror. Somebody has to give you a reflection of what your culture is and why nobody wants to be around you. In this country, this is the only group that everybody avoids, okay? Nobody's avoiding the Latinos, If I'm walking the streets and I see 4 Latino guys coming on one side and 4 ninjas coming on the other side, what side do you think I'm going to go? Is that even a hard ask? I'm going to go way over to the Latino side because they've earned that. But when we say the truth, you're going to sit on the internet and scream racism. And then you want respect. Who's going to respect that? You're fucking out of your mind, man. This is his book, How to Be a Pimp, Chapter 3. marking do's and don'ts, how to work the club. Like, how are you supposed to build a future when you're reading books about how to work the club? We are not the same people. Fuck out of here. We're not the same people. We never will be. And if it hurts you, unsubscribe and get the fuck out. Keep it moving. Okay? We're better for these reasons. And yeah, it sucks for you to hear it, but you're going to hear it from me. Go out there and go work your ass off. Now, for those of you that want to come along because you've seen the light, come on. Because we're focused on winning. And when you read books like this, you're not going to be a winner. And it's only your community that I don't see white folks write shitty books like this. Okay? They don't. I've read a lot of Hispanic books when I was learning Spanish. They don't write shitty books like this. All the globe, y'all are the only ones. When it comes to degeneracy, your chat rooms are 1,000 people watching. You love shitty things. And then you forget that there is a price to pay for all your actions. That is why you're at the bottom. You're not at the bottom just because of some systemic issues. Because those systemic issues would have plagued us too. Guaranteed ways to get sex from women. Okay. This is what he's written. This is his book. How to be a gigolo. Kung Fu guys, help me what the fuck that is. I don't even know. Okay. 41 years of existence. I don't even know what this means. And I've spoken English my whole life. How to peep out gold diggers. I mean, I'll give the last chapter, I'll give it to him. At least that one is something, you know. But you even need a book to know. But I'm more interested in chapter 3. Let me find chapter 3. He wants this book to go away so badly, but it's out there. And this is the book that we're always going to talk about. He wrote 3 books on this shit. He wants it out of the internet so badly, but we found it. We found it. And just like all their leaders, they're always flawed. Tiffany Hanyard in Chicago, Liefeld in Chicago, the guy in New York, that is Eric Adams, Liefeld, the lady from New Orleans that started sleeping with a bodyguard the moment the husband died of cancer. These are sick people, man. They got no leadership. If he wrote a book on leadership, maybe it would have helped somebody. But instead, they're talking about macking. The young guys, 20 years old, they're gallivanting the globe, just sleeping with women from one location to another, where other guys are here in the U.S. working their butt off and putting shit together. Okay? Look at what he's writing in the book. This is the text. Yeah, you know, look at this. How are you supposed to build a community like this, bro? And you want to blame immigrants? Like, you want to blame us? We shouldn't even be in the same conversations as y'all, man, for the most part. Y'all need to start respecting us for what it is. Okay? We're not in the same fucking league, bro. This is not what we write. Okay? Go look up Soyinka, Nobel Prize winner in literature. Read some of the book he wrote. Okay? Go look at Chinua Achebe. Things fall apart. Look at some of the literature that Black Africans have written. These are people that some of them won Nobel Prizes in literature from Nigeria. That's the books we wrote. And maybe you should read those books. It'll help you. This has nothing to do with systemic issues. This is y'all. You like to chill and you like to complain. And when everybody speaks against it, you're quick to jump and say they hate y'all. This is your leader's book, okay? This is what he's sharing to the world, that of all the issues around your community, this is the most important. And you wonder why a lot of the boys are in jail. You got to reflect, man. You got to look at yourself. You should have no business questioning why even an African traveled to the U.S. Because if you all were going to colleges and filling up those college slots, these colleges won't come to Africa and try to recruit the best people to come study here. The reason they want to recruit the best people from Africa to study here also is it helps their rankings. You make it look like this is a one-sided relationship. It's not. It helps the rankings of universities in the U.S., which helps them make money. Schools with high ranks charge higher tuition and attracts the best students from within the U.S. and from around the world. So it is business for the education sector to come all over the world, to China, to Iraq, to India, to Ghana, to Nigeria, to Kenya, to attract the best. If you guys took advantage of that opportunity, these schools won't even be going that far to recruit the best people. And when they come here and they outperform, you're wondering why they're doing it, because you think they have the same skin color, and for some reason, they should be living shitty lives like you, and they won't live shitty lives because these were the best people that got recruited to come here in the first place. When you're writing and reading books about pussy, traveling the world on donated funds to go to brothels and moving all around, wasting all your 20s and 30s, don't come to me talking about why are you not developing your country. You got no right, because you're not valuable to your own country. At least we are. We send money home. We help build infrastructure at home. We donate to certain causes at home. We are more valuable even to America than you are. If they could fucking take you off and throw you off on some island, I bet they would. Because you're very useless to your own country. How useful are you just because you're born here and you're using food stamps, which me and Kobe and all these guys that are working in the U.S., we are paying into those same systems that provide food stamps for the inner cities. Why won't you get off your fucking lazy asses and get a job? It's not hard. I know brothers that are working 2 and 3 jobs. Some of them don't even speak English. They speak French and Portuguese. And they still outwork you, learn English within a year or 2, and become something of themselves. I've had a Nigerian doctor. I've had an Iranian doctor. Some of them didn't speak the best English. You even have a language advantage. You have free high school in the U.S. and you still can't make anything out of it, and you want to blame an immigrant? You should not even, when you see us, you should be bowing. You should not even be starting a conversation with us, because we can't be in the same room. I'm a high-level consultant in the pharmaceutical industry. If I don't sit on this internet, me and you cannot be in the same room. You can't go to the same spaces that I go to. You can't go to the same lounges that I go to. My spouse is a lawyer. A lot of you will bow to her if she just takes a walk. Because she doesn't do criminal, but if she did criminal, she'd probably be bailing a lot of your brothers out too. But this is what your leaders are writing. This is the head of FBA that you guys so revere. You should see them when they get into those chat rooms and he's talking. They're shaking like they're seeing Jesus. What the fuck is wrong with you guys, man? I see why white folks treat you all like that. And I hope they keep doing that. I hope you guys should keep protesting, keep burning up cities, stay with the Democrats, stay with them, let them keep indoctrinating you into bullshit socialism that doesn't give you the idea that you have to compete, because you don't want to compete. You chicken out and you always look for the easiest way out. That's what it is. But I'm going to say it. I'm not scared. I'll say it because it is the truth. What is a lie here? If it is a lie, YouTube would take my channel down. The hoochie, the chicken head. Why would you write a book like this? Poorly written. Like, look at the fonts. This shit is all together. The art of marking is all together. Because he didn't fucking finish high school. What the fuck is this, bro? It's embarrassing. So if you see them identify as that, treat them as animals. Yeah, yeah. Treat them as animals. These are not your equals. They're not humans of some. You should not respect these people. You only have to respect the guys that deserve respect, the guys that are humble, the guys that want to improve their lives and are doing the right things. Maybe they are family men, and it doesn't matter what their skin color is. You should give them the same level of respect as you would a white guy, an Asian, a Chinese. We don't give a fuck what the color of your skin is, okay? I got white people in my family too. Right there in my family, I have white relatives, not direct blood, but through marriage of some of my siblings or cousins or an extended family or my wife's side of the family. And when I see them, I don't see race. I see them by name and I see them by their character and who they are as a person. Your mindset is so preoccupied with race because you don't want to compete. You don't want to work hard, man. And you've pushed people into spaces where they can't talk about it. Because when the white folks talk about it, they say it quietly because they don't want to say it out there and get in trouble. But when they talk about it, you guys call them racist. And we're so low class that when we say anything, then go back to your country. You don't wield that power. You don't have the power to tell us to go to our countries because the guys in charge are the ones that bring us here. You got to go and get some power in Congress so that you can control the flow. The reason that this is even a problem is because it is exposing they're expecting all black people to do shitty things. And there comes the immigrant black that is compliant, not arrogant with law enforcement, living by the rules, doing like Ben Carson. Yeah, where are those? It stopped right there. After him, we don't hear the rest. You don't want to compete. And you're looking for the feel-good moment. You got to feel good. So you go to Tariq Nasheed to feel good, even though he's uneducated. He dropped out of high school. That is the lowest of the bottom of any human. These are subhumans. When you start dropping out of high school and shit, you got no brains, okay? At least finish high school, then we can talk. I give respect to you once you finish high school or taking that, or at least write your GED. But you can't even be responsible enough to go through high school. And then, okay, it's one thing if you didn't and you're just an ordinary dude. But to be a leader of a cult that is pushing this much hatred against migrants, you got to come with something, bro. And this is not it. So when I hear those stupid ass FBA things, I'm going to save a copy of this book because I got no respect for these motherfuckers. I used to kind of want to consider it to an extent until I heard their talking points. I'm like, no, these fuckers are idiots. I have no fucking respect for them. I'll treat them like animals. Okay? And I might find some slurs for them too that really puts them. I know the Nigerian one really means it's a feral cat, which is kind of disgusting. I never want to use that word. But I got to create a word for those that identify as FBAs because they are calling us a derogatory word. And you heard him say it 100 times and he couldn't even defend it. He lied about this book. He said this book didn't exist. Because he went on Google and took it down, he thought that we can't find the book. But the book is out here. He's not smart enough to understand that these things stay on the internet. It took me only 5 minutes to find, maybe less than 5 minutes to find this book that he's been trying to hide for so long. Okay? So that is your leader.